most.
What up, though? What's going on, everybody, man? It's Aaron Duncan here with the Necessary Bluntness Sports Talk. This is the post-game show for the Panthers game. Today, we're talking about this Panthers versus Chiefs game, man. A lot of y'all probably just finished watching it like me. And you may be in your feelings, like me also. I'm in my feelings a little bit, you know what I'm saying? It was a close game. Hard-fought game. Real emotional game for certain reasons. But, of course, the Panthers took on the defending Super Bowl champs. They were coming off the bye week. We know how good the Kansas City Chiefs, in particular, Andy Reid, how good he is coming off a bye week. His record speaks for itself. However, the Panthers coming off their little mini bye after losing on Thursday to the Atlanta Falcons. So, a lot of time in between games for these teams to rest and game plan for each other. So, it was going to be an interesting game. I know that the Panthers came in as a big underdog, double-digit, 10-point underdogs, which is pretty much unheard of for NFL teams. You know what I'm saying? It's not common to have a team be a double-digit underdog. You know what I'm saying? The Panthers were a 10-point underdog. So a lot of people realize that this Panthers team isn't as bad as it seems, even though they lost to the Falcons. You know what I'm saying? But it was on paper, it seemed like it was going to be a lopsided game, especially with a lot of guys in our secondary looking bad last week against the Falcons. But the Panthers played tough. They played tough, you know what I'm saying? So we're going to go ahead and get into it and break down everything, man. So we got a couple people checking in. Panthers Rule 95 checking in. What up, though? What's going on, bro? B Diva in this thing, fresh with a new profile picture. What up, though? Said, great game. We were competitive, but I hate we lost. Yeah, I mean, being competitive is interesting and all. And I'm not. It's hard because you're in that weird scenario where like you want us to be competitive because you don't want to waste 3.5 hours on Sunday watching your team getting blown out. But at the same time, you know your team is rebuilding and you're probably looking at a high draft pick. But at the same time, if you got a chance to beat the defending Super Bowl champs on their home turf, you want to do that. But it didn't really happen this day. You know what I'm saying? We got close, but close is only good. And hand grenades, and horseshoes, which was somebody told me. A wise man once told me, you know what I'm saying? Andy Clark checking in. She got a lot of time, so she watched the Panthers today. You know what I'm saying? The Saints and the Bucks play tonight. I'm going to be watching that game myself. She said, what up, dope? What's going on with you? So they played pretty good. Saw some holes in the Chiefs. Thanks for the game. Thanks for that game. Okay. So you're looking at them as possible Super Bowl opponents for your Saints. I see. Panthers rules said, why do we keep wanting to break this field goal record? Listen, man. I don't think that was by choice today. It was just the circumstances. And we're going to talk about how we ended up in those circumstances because I made that video talking about this 2-minute scenario with Teddy Bridgewater and how he doesn't really play as great when the pressure is on like that. But a lot of people it didn't really get a lot of, it was kind of controversial. I didn't get really a lot of love on that because it was kind of taboo. Teddy's a nice guy. But we got to call a spade a spade. In these 2-minute scenarios, Teddy Bridgewater has not came through for us to show. And we're going to talk about it more. I'm not going to go into it right now, but we're going to talk about it a little bit more. B. Diva said, like watching the Gamecocks. Listen, I didn't watch past the first quarter of yesterday's game. Once we were down 14-0, I already knew what type of game it was going to be with the Gamecocks. I turned that thing off. I got up out of town. I wasn't going to watch that. I have better things to do with my Saturday. Yesterday, in the grand scheme, was too good of a day overall with like politics and stuff for me to get myself down after seeing the Gamecocks play. Like too many good things happened yesterday for me to want to get down on my Gamecocks. You know what I'm saying? So I turned away after we was down 14-0. I didn't need that negative energy in my life. You know what I'm saying? But you guys make sure you get a video thumbs up, man. We are talking about this Panthers versus Chiefs game. And I'm going to break down the offense, the defense, the special teams, the coaching, all of the above. And y'all can let me know y'all thoughts about what happened during the game too. Just the interesting things that we talk about. Just let me know how y'all feel as we go. But I'm going to start. Let's start with, who do y'all want to start with? We'll start with offense or defense? Let's start with the offense. Let's start with the offense because early on, man, like the first drive, I'm a big fan of kicking the ball. You know what I'm saying? I'm a big fan of kicking the ball if you win the coin toss, kicking the ball. Because I feel like whatever happens in the first half, whether you're winning, whether you're losing, whether it's a close lead or you have a small deficit or you're getting blown out, to me, there's nothing better than receiving a second half kickoff. Because if you're up by points, if you get the ball in the second half, you know you can come out there, put more points up, increase your lead. If you're down, you can start off right away cutting into that lead. I get it. That's my thought process as a coach and as a person playing video games and Madden. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel. But like today, Matt Rule, he was pretty ballsy today when it came to some of these calls. He decided to receive the first half kickoff. Now, the thought process behind that is because you believe in your offense. You may have a little bit of doubts about your defense, but you believe in your offense. You know what I'm saying? You think you're going to put points on the board right away, and you want to put yourself ahead. You can control the clock, control the tempo, get a lead, make the Chiefs play from behind. I mean, they're used to playing from behind. We saw them in the playoffs come back on the Texans and the Titans. So you want to make sure you want to control the lead, though. You would rather be in the driver's seat versus playing from behind against the Chiefs because they're that deadly of an offense when you play that. And it plays right into their defense's hands. So you want to get the ball first. That way you can get balanced and do what you need to do. So I respect us choosing to receive the first half kickoff. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about Matt Rule, he was very, very, very aggressive today. Like we haven't, like even Riverboat Ron Rivera is not this aggressive that Matt Rule was today. You know what I'm saying? Like we went for it on fourth down in the first drive. First of all, taking the ball, draining the clock. Like you couldn't draw up a game plan for going against a high-powered offense like the Chiefs, then grinding the clock like we did. You can't draw up a better game plan than that. You grind half the quarter, you get a touchdown. You were aggressive. You know that field goals aren't going to win. You were aggressive. You throw the ball to Christian McCaffrey. He gets a touchdown, and you get that victory. Get that lead early on. And you put the pressure. You know what I'm saying? Like that was the ideal scenario for the Panthers. You know what I'm saying? To be aggressive and not Matt Rule. The fake punt. You know what I'm saying? The surprise onside kick that was 1 yard short. Going for it on fourth down consistently. You got to appreciate the aggressiveness. You know what I'm saying? You got to appreciate the aggressiveness from the coaching. I know I'm getting ahead of myself because I said I was going to talk about coaching, but I started with the offense, but we rolling today. So y'all make sure y'all give the video a thumbs up. And if you have not subscribed, if you're new here, make sure you subscribe to the channel, man. I do Panthers content. I do live streams after every game, live streams on Wednesdays, film breakdowns during the week. I do analysis videos during the week. I do all kind of Panthers things. So welcome to the channel. Please subscribe. Hit the bell icon too so you get notifications when I go live and do stuff like this. But I appreciate y'all, and I like the feedback from y'all when I'm going through this. So let me look at some of this stuff. Panthers Rules said Sam Franklin looked good today. Sam Franklin he made them 2 back-to-back plays, which were huge. He did get cooked a couple times by Tyreek Hill on the deep ball and stuff like that, but when you're the only safety back deep and Tyreek Hill, somebody who has Olympic track speed, is running dead at you and you're a rookie, I can't blame you a ton, but it is what it is. He made plays when he needed to when he was up near the line of scrimmage. He struggled a little bit when he was back deep. I mean, he hasn't played much. So the Panthers coaching staff gets to learn a little bit about him, see what he's good at. I mean, so you can only learn how good these guys are from experience. You know, Trey Boston is usually the free safety, so maybe you put Sam Franklin up closer to the line of scrimmage because he made some plays. And you put Trey Boston back deep instead because you learn about your guys as you start getting in these scenarios. And what better way to get tested than to play the Super Bowl champs? You know what I'm saying? And Clark said, I think overall, offense played decent. Thank God CFC was back. Y'all needed him. Yeah, I mean, Christian McCaffrey, people are saying, oh, we didn't need him. We've been looking good. Mike Davis, no. Christian McCaffrey is one of the best players in the NFL. I don't care if he's a running back or not. Like, if you have a chance to get back one of the best players in the NFL, you're not going to turn it down just because he's a running back and you think Mike Davis was playing effective without. No, Christian McCaffrey is good at football. Christian McCaffrey is good at football. Like, having him on the field is always the best option. It's always the best option. So having him back was huge. And I thought it was interesting. Joe Brady was not in the press box today. Joe Brady was down on the sidelines. And a lot of people on Twitter were like, maybe, is that the reason why we kept having struggles between him and Teddy when it came to running against the play clock and burning timeout? Because the first half, like, why do we keep mismanaging our timeouts? Like, as good as Matt Rule coached, making those aggressive play calls, like, burning all our first half timeouts, almost all of them in the first drive, is mind-boggling. Now, it didn't come back to bite us because the second half, we did better. We had a lot of timeouts when we needed them. But the first half, like, why are we always up against the play clock? I know Teddy likes to make some checks, but it seems like he can be a little bit more urgent when it does that because we're always up against the play clock. We're always having to burn timeouts in certain scenarios, and it's frustrating. And I know you want to make sure the protection is right because the offensive line is suspect, and we're doing a lot of motion on the pre-snap stuff and stuff like that. But, like, sometimes you get too cute. You got to break the huddle. If you're going to do that, break the huddle quick. Get up to the line of scrimmage so you have plenty of time to do all that talking. And with Joe Brady on the sideline, maybe it was a little bit too much discussion. It was a good experiment. I don't think Joe Brady's ever been on the sideline because at LSU, Joe Brady was up in the press box. You know, so it was interesting to see him on the sideline for the first time, but maybe it did more harm than good because once he sees it from that angle, he wants to do a little bit too much talking. We'll see how they adjust going forward, and we'll see what happens as far as them asking about how he felt about that and what went into that decision to be on the sideline. Eddie Clark said he was with it with that fake punt. Yeah, he with the shits. Yeah, he with it. Can't fold. Can't vote MC. Bro, that jacket dope. I ain't gonna hold you. That jacket dope. I just got this new pullover myself from Amazon. This thing was $14. They have every team in the NFL for $14 on Amazon. Y'all, I don't know what it's called. Maybe I can find it and put it in the comments of this live stream later if y'all want to come back to it. But this was $15 on Amazon. The back of it got you got a logo. So they got every team in the NFL. It was about $15, $16 on Amazon. This is officially licensed. This is my first time wearing this. Officially licensed NFL gear. So y'all make sure y'all get y'all merch game up, man. Get your favorite team gear, whatever you want to do. You know, I'm gonna shout out wherever it is. You know what I'm saying? But this is a regular hat. He said, well, I hate to say it, but Dante Jackson got to go. Dante Jackson is an interesting guy because the same reason why you love him is the same reason why you hate him. You know, he's aggressive. He looks in the backfield and he gets beat. But he's aggressive, looks in the backfield. That's why he gets interceptions. So the same reason that makes him great is the same reason that makes you want to pull your hair out. Because looking in the backfield for too long, you put your hand in that cookie jar, you're going to get your hand bit. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes you get you a little cookie every now and then out of there. You might get an interception. So stuff happens. Make sure you guys give the video a thumbs up if you have not. Make sure you guys subscribe if you have not. If you love the Panthers, if you love the NFL, if you love football, I'm your boy. You know what I'm saying? You're in the right place. Unnecessary Bluntness Sports Talk. I do recap and analysis of the NFL and the Panthers. So make sure you guys subscribe if you have not. Hit the bell icon so you get to these live streams when I do them post game. You're here on time. Aeronautics said, I know it's supposed to be a rebuild, but this season is so painful because we have been within a score for pretty much every game. And that's what I say, man. Like when I was evaluating Teddy in my previous video, I was like, you're happy that you have a chance. You're in all these games. We haven't been blown out yet once. As bad as we've looked in a lot of these games, we haven't been blown out. So you got to be happy about that. But at the same time, it's like, how many times can we be close, but not close enough? You know what I'm saying? Like I said earlier, close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. You know what I'm saying? Think on that a little bit. My Spanish teacher used to tell me that back in the day when we were pronouncing words. He's like, oh, you said that word close, but in Spanish, close don't count. Close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. Peter J said, was cheering for you guys. Bills fan. Hey, Bills did work today. Shout out to y'all boys. Y'all did work. And I appreciate you cheering for us because I know you're in the AFC, so you probably had a little interest to see the Chiefs go down. I think a lot of people were surprised to see us having that lead in the first half and keeping it as close as we did. Like I said, the Panthers were 10-point underdogs according to Las Vegas. 10-point underdogs. So they overachieved from the public and Vegas standards. But if you've been watching the Panthers this year and you've watched the Chiefs, you know the Panthers aren't as bad as their record is, and the Chiefs aren't as good as they've been in the past. You know what I'm saying? Because the Panthers, you lose on national television to the Falcons. Everybody has this mantra in their head that the Falcons are just that bad. So everybody's going to be like, oh, the Panthers lost to the Falcons. There's no way they're going to have a chance against Mahomes and the Chiefs. Let's make them a 10-point underdog. But if you're a Panthers fan, you're like, listen, the Falcons have our number for some strange reason. It was close. We beat them before. We're not as bad as they've seen. We're getting Etor Gross-Matos back and Christian McCaffrey back. So if you were a Panthers fan, you kind of had a feeling that 10 points was way too much. You know what I'm saying? I maybe a touchdown favorite for the Chiefs, but 10 points, double-digit NFL? Come on, man. I knew our offense would have some success, but I didn't know how our defense would perform. That was my question. So 10 points was still a lot. Said Curtis got over 100 yards. Re-sign this man. I'm just waiting on when they're going to drop that contract because the price ain't going to do nothing but keep going up for Curtis Samuel. The more you let this dude continue to run the ball, catch the ball, get touchdowns. He is so nasty in the open field. He's quick. He's fast. He had a couple carries today again, even with Christian McCaffrey being back. Curtis Samuel got the ball. He got positive yards. Like he's a playmaker. Like you have to sign him. He's a Swiss Army knife. He plays the slash. Like I said, the slash position. Running back / wide receiver / returner / do everything. Slash. That's his position. Slash. Curtis Samuel is slash. Miss Sandy in this thing. About time. Where you been, girl? What up, though? Where you been? She said, I heard people out of position a lot. Yeah. On defense, I think not having Jeremy Chin was a big hurt. Not having Jeremy Chin hurt. So I think our offense is fairly stacked. Some play calling could be better, both huddle and on field. Yeah, I agree. The play calling, it was a little in the second half. In the second half, it left a lot to be desired. We always have these little lulls in the second half where we kind of hit these dry spells, and you can't do that against a team that's as high power as the Chiefs. If you give them hope, even though we've seen them come back from 3 touchdowns down in the playoffs against the Texans and against the Titans. So you know no lead is safe. No lead is safe, especially when you're giving them the ball back in the second half. So you know you have to do what you can to put as many points as you can in the first half. And when we got the ball back in the third quarter, even after getting those stops with Sam Franklin and that missed field goal by Butker, we couldn't put points on the board. We missed the field goal by Joey Sly. And Joey Sly has not made over a 50-yard field goal this year. Like, what's the point of having all that strong leg, Joey Sly, if you're not going to make a field goal that's long? I know he was $1 short on that long field goal against the Saints. That was a heartbreaker. That was 65. But that last field goal at the end of the game for 67, 69, whatever it was, in the wind. He had been struggling with the wind all game. So I really didn't have a ton of faith in him as far as being accurate. The leg, he probably could make that inside again if he tried with nobody around him. But it is what it is, man. Give us that thanks, man. No problem, bro. No problem. And Clark said for women too. Yeah, it was big time day for women. You know what I'm saying? Out of getting the vice president elect Kamala Harris, love her, hate her. I mean, women. It's a big step for women. You know what I'm saying? The Bills team is half made up of players Carolina didn't resign. Good to see them eating, but I prefer they eat in Carolina. Touche. You know what I'm saying? They beat the Seahawks at home. They beat the Seahawks at home. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. They played. I mean, Josh Allen, he gonna feast, especially on some bad defenses like the Seahawks. He gonna feast. Yeah, they were giving all that hype to the Seahawks defense last week after what they did, I guess, to the Cardinals. They said, "Oh, this Seahawks defense, they're for real." Bobby Wagner has something to say, or so and so had. I mean, Jamal Adams has something to say. They have good players and playmakers. This Seahawks defense isn't as bad as we thought they were. No, they are. I don't know why y'all I know NFL is a week-to-week game, but why do y'all let 1 week continue to fool y'all? 1 week. These divisional games, you can't judge a team off these divisional games. They're familiar opponents, so the norms are going to go out the window. Like, the norms are going to go out the window. Any rivalry game and stuff like that, the norms in the divisional games, the norms are going out the window because you're familiar with these guys. You know their tendencies, so you're going to play better against them. Against a regular team, on the road at that, with the Seahawks, their defense is who we thought they were. The same defense that gave up all them points and almost lost to the Patriots, who have struggled the rest of the year offensively. That's the Seahawks defense. That's the real one. Like, why do we let divisional games fool us? Yeah, Russell Wilson can pull magic and rabbit out of a hat sometimes, but like, these teams are who we thought they were. But let me not get off track, man. Money Blue said, what up, though, bro? What up, though? If you're new here, in this channel, we say, when we greet each other, we say, what up, though? Let me know you're checking in. That's how we do. Panthers Rule said Burns is the next Dwight Freeney, I promise you. Brian Burns played great. Solid game, very active. It can be a little bit frustrating chasing around Patrick Mahomes. And you can kind of see him getting tired after these double teams. I wouldn't even call him taking a play off. But once that initial move loses and he gets double teamed or something like that, because everybody knows he's the primary pass rusher, you can see Brian Burns getting frustrated. You know what I'm saying? Chasing around the quarterback like Patrick Mahomes after being double teamed and triple teamed sometimes, it can be tiring. So, I mean, Brian Burns, his initial move is great most of the time, but Patrick Mahomes can run around and it gets frustrating. So it was tough. It was tough. Said Burns is good, but he has the same problem Chin has. He makes great plays or gets penalties, no in between. I mean, I don't know if did he have a penalty today? I can't remember if Brian Burns had a penalty. Oh, she's saying if it comes in women's. I don't know. I don't know what does a women's pullover look like? But they have a small and extra small. So, but I forgot what the brand is. I can find out the name of the brand. But they it was a good pickup. I mean, this is like I said, it was $15. I'll put it in the chat actually. Let me go to my Amazon account right now. But this was it was a cheap play. I found on Twitter. There's an account that puts out different deals, and I found it on there, so it was a big pickup for me. It was $15. Like I said, the logo is dope. But this was the logo was dope. Let me put it in the chat. My personal account is gonna put it in the chat. You may be able to find that same brand, but they have the pullover. It's pretty dope. Yeah, this is exactly what you said about the Bucks. Yeah, as bad as the Saints have looked, and even though they've been winning, they've been looking bad. But at the same time, don't be surprised that they beat the Bucks. And don't be surprised that the Bucks do that, because the Bucks looked bad last week against the Giants. But like when you play these divisional games, you really never know how they're gonna go. You never know how they're gonna go. Like people, you can't judge teams too big off these divisional games. They're important, but you can't judge them off of that alone. You know what I'm saying? Burns had offsides. Yeah, he had offsides. I think Derek Brown had offsides too. But yeah, that was it. But let's get back to this offense, because this offense, they were efficient early on, man. Like the first drive was exactly how you wanted to be. The fake punt coming back in your own territory, fake punt back to back is ballsy. You know, Jeremy Chin was out, so you couldn't run the fake run to him like usual, like we did last week. But you ran a pass, two guys wide open. You had to see something on film. Chase Blackburn is a special teams coach. So let me give a shout out to him. Chase Blackburn used to play for the Giants and the Panthers. He used to coach underneath Ron Rivera. He maintained his spot with Matt Rule. So shout out to him for doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? Big time plays from them on these fakes. You know what I'm saying? Big time call, and it was tough. It was tough to end that way, but it was good to see how aggressive we were special teams wise. You know what I'm saying? He can't really control Joey Slye with these kicks, but as far as like the execution, the punt return, kickoff, kick return, stuff like that, Chase Blackburn has done a pretty good job. A pretty good job. You know what I'm saying? So you got to shout out to him, because a lot of times these guys get fired when they leave different coaching staffs. But you know that when you can get that lead, it puts extra pressure on the Chiefs. We know the Chiefs have come back from big holes before, but you always want to be in that driver's seat having big time leads. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate them being aggressive. For the most part, the ball distribution was great. Like I said, for the most part, the ball distribution was great. I do want to see, I was curious to see what would happen once Christian McCaffrey came back in the offense, because I thought that they did spread the ball around a decent amount, but of course, Christian McCaffrey is going to get that heavy dosage. And unfortunately, it looked like Christian McCaffrey hurt his right shoulder. He hurt his right shoulder in that last drive. He landed on it wrong, I think, probably. It looked a little beat up. He tried to battle through it, but you could see the trainers working on it, massaging it and stuff like that. And don't forget, Christian McCaffrey, a lot of people don't remember, Christian McCaffrey hurt his shoulder his rookie year. It wasn't anything that kept him out of the game, but if you look at his rookie year pictures and highlights, you'll see that little black half sleeve he had that goes across your body to keep your shoulder in place. And he hurt his shoulder before. So that's something to pay attention to, guys. Don't keep that little bug in your ear. Pin that to your little dry erase board or whatever. Keep that in mind, because that could be something maybe that you never know down the line that can come up. So you'll see. But the ball distribution I thought was okay. Let me look at the stats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people caught a pass. Robbie Anderson had 13 targets. DJ Moore, yeah, you're right. You're right. See, DJ. Last week, we saw DJ Moore not getting any targets until the end of the game. Today, DJ Moore only has 3 targets, 2 catches, 18 yards. DJ Moore's a 1,000-yard receiver. You saw the numbers. He was number 7 in the league in yards. Like, why doesn't Teddy look for him more? You know, Christian McCaffrey did have 10 targets, 10 catches. Curtis Samuel had 9 targets, 9 catches. That's efficient. Robbie, 13 targets, 9 catches. That's pretty efficient also. But it looks like we had 16 targets to running backs from Teddy. And that reminds you of check down Teddy. You know what I'm saying? Taking what the defense gives you, I get it, but you have 49 attempts and 16 go to running backs. Like, DJ needs to be involved. DJ is a playmaker. Like, their secondary was not good. They were just holding all day and getting burnt. That's all they did. They made a couple plays because we kept running slants. But we got too many weapons for our running back to be getting double-digit targets. But DJ Moore is a factor, man. We need to get him the ball a lot more. No pun intended. But Teddy, 36 for 49, 310, two touchdowns. The numbers look decent on paper. 36 divided by 49. I mean, that's 73% completion percentage. But you only averaging 6 yards per completion. You know what I'm saying? You want to see Teddy stretch the field. And that's the thing, man. Like, he took a couple shots. But not enough as usual. Like I said, this Chiefs defense is not that good. They got some names with Chris Jones and Frank Clark and the Honey Badger, but they're still not that good. You saw we moved the ball at will. You know what I'm saying? The offensive line struggled at times. But for the most part, Teddy had time to make things happen. We ran the ball when we needed to, but we weren't really consistent with the running. Christian McCaffrey had 69 yards rushing. You know, it didn't seem like it, but Christian McCaffrey had 28 touches today. You would wonder how much were they going to give Christian McCaffrey in his first game back. 28 touches is a lot. This is normal. So they weren't really worried about getting him back into shape or slowing him, bringing him on slow. They force fed him. Michael Cooper said, I think the first series in the third quarter on third down, we tried to force feed CMC. Yeah, like why do we run the ball twice, back to back? We ran the ball on second and short and third and short. I didn't like that. You know, I love Christian, but I'd rather us throw the ball to him if we're going to try to get him. If you want to make it a point to get him the ball, throw it to him on second and 4 or third and 4. Or I go to him on back-to-back plays. Aaron Onantala said, I think we can get ourselves a big and quick tight end, a wide receiver that can outmuscle those 50-50 throws. I think the offense will finally start to open up. Yeah, we do need a big-time tall receiver. Somebody else said that earlier. We need a tall receiver. Yeah, Kenfo, NC said that. We need a tall receiver that we can throw that 50-50 ball up to. That's the big difference. That's the big difference. And those said we got too many targets. Yeah, we got to spread the ball around. So I think it's a different wide receiver who was balling. One day is Robbie, next is DJ, and today is Curtis. Yeah, I mean, Curtis has been pretty consistent. Like 9 catches for 105 yards for Curtis Samuel. That may be his first time having 100 yards. Like he had 100 and he had 3 carries for 13 yards too, and a touchdown. Like Curtis Samuel is really a beast. Like why we got to pay Curtis Samuel? If we trade him or let him walk, I will be pissed off. But we do need one more weapon, a big weapon, whether it's a big athletic tight end or a big time wide receiver. I don't know what receiver will be the odd man out because I don't like us getting rid of DJ or Robbie or Curtis. So I think we need a big time tight end that can make plays down the middle of the field. That's a big target that's athletic. We need a Kelce light. And you see how big of a factor Travis Kelce was today. We need a guy like that in the middle of the field. Whether it's an Ingram or O.J. Howard or an Njoku. Somebody like that that's big, athletic, that can run. We need that. Miss Sandy said she thought Teddy moved well in the pocket. Teddy actually, he's not fast, but he's not slow. It's like weird, but Teddy was effective today moving around for the most part. He eluded some rushes, got rid of the ball. He scrambled, of course. Brendan Smith said you'll figure out balancing the run game by late in the season. Miss Sandy said we should have thrown on Robbie more. Robbie had 13 targets. Robbie had the most targets on the team. He just didn't have those big plays that we're so used to Robbie having, so it didn't seem like he got the ball that much. But Robbie had the most targets on the team. Robbie had 13 targets, 9 catches. He said we was forcing it into him in the first 2 games. That's the thing. Having Christian McCaffrey on the field sometimes can make you having Christian McCaffrey on the field sometimes can make you like as lazy as a play caller because you know he's so good of a player that when in doubt, you can get the ball to Christian. But when you don't have Christian McCaffrey, you got to be more creative. You got to put Curtis in the backfield sometimes. Sometimes you give Mike Davis the ball in the backfield. Sometimes you throw a screen or end around to Curtis Samuel. You got to get a little bit more creative when you don't have Christian McCaffrey. But like a lot of times you can get lazy and just, it's 2nd and 4, let's just run the ball. Or 3rd and 4, let's run it to him again. And that's how those lulls start to happen in the offense. Because you know you have that safety net, which is Christian McCaffrey, and sometimes you get a little bit too cute and just rely on him. You guys make sure you get a video a thumbs up if you have not. Please, man, we're talking about this Panthers versus Chiefs game. I am Aaron Duncan here with the Necessary Blunt Sports Talk. I recap post-game live streams, Wednesday on live streams. I do film breakdowns of the Panthers. I talk about the whole NFL. Make sure you guys subscribe if you have not subscribed. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure you guys leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts about the game. We can talk about it. We got Omar Bayless on the reserve. Yeah, we got people on deck that we could use, man. But I don't know. So Miss Sandy said a tall tight end. Yeah, we definitely need a tall tight end that's athletic. He said get O-line help so your running game can take pressure off Teddy. That and the true Luke Kuechly replacement, y'all can ball out next year. Yeah, I don't know how far we're going to pick up, but Micah Parsons out of Penn State seems to be the top middle linebacker prospect, and everybody think he can be a defensive linebacker for the next 15 years. I would love to get Micah Parsons on this team to get Tahir Whitehead up out of the paint, because Tahir Whitehead is not that good. And I think everybody hates him. And he said, me too, we need Curtis, but a big wide receiver would do offense some justice. For sure. We need a big target, period, man, that we can rely on. So O-line help is hard to come by. Only real way to do that is to get a steal in the free agency. Drafting O-line is such a chaotic mess. Yeah. And the reason why it's so hard to get good offensive linemen in the draft is because offenses in the college, think about it. Offenses don't play real anything. They do no huddle. They do the zone read, a lot of passing, a lot of stuff running around. I mean, granted, the NFL is picking up a lot of offenses, college offenses, but the fundamentals that they teach in college aren't the same that they teach in the pros. So unless you get a big-time can't-miss prospect early in the draft like a Quentin Nelson that the Colts got, you have to develop these guys. So it's almost like a crapshoot. You know what I'm saying? Can you develop these guys? Do they have the tools? And it's really a crapshoot. Greg Little didn't get any playing time today. We put Dennis Daly at left tackle. We started him. That was interesting. Russell Okung was announced to be out yesterday. They snuck that news in there. You know what I'm saying? All the hysteria about Joe Biden being elected, they decided to say, oh yeah, Russell Okung's not going to play. I know y'all not really paying attention to the news like that, so Russell Okung's not going to play. They try to slide that in there. I'm like, what the hell? Huh? You know what I'm saying? So Dennis Daly actually did decent. Him and Trent Scott rotated. I didn't really pay attention the whole time to Dennis Daly. He did miss a couple times in the run game and flopped and had a holding. But he wasn't as bad as Greg Little has been. That's the thing I'll say. He definitely wasn't as bad as Greg Little. And pass protection had his moments where they were getting beat. But like I said, Miss Sandy said earlier, Teddy moved around pretty well, that it helped a lot. Miss Sandy said more big plays. Exactly. That's one thing that was missing today. We did not have big plays at all. Everything was methodical, which is fine because you want to burn some clock to keep Mahomes off the field. But big plays are we have all the speed. Why not try to get some big plays? We didn't take a ton of shots. We did not take a ton of shots. Like I said, Teddy's numbers look good, but 49 passes to get 310 yards. It's only 6 yards per attempt. That's not good. There's a lot of checkdowns. So you got to keep Robbie downfield if you want Robbie to make those deep catches. Yeah, that's true. So we only ran it with Mike. Once. Yeah, we gave him the ball. He had a lot of catches. Mike Davis had He had 1 carry for 3 yards, but he had 5 catches. He was definitely involved, and we kept him in the rotation, but we didn't use him to take any pressure off Christian. Christian McCaffrey still had 28 touches. So what's the purpose? You want to spread that ball around a little bit more. Give DJ Moore some of those touches. So once CMC win builds, he'll be better. I think so too. But he hurt that shoulder. Like I said, he hurt that shoulder a little bit. You saw them working on it. We'll see what happens there. See, I like the kid from Baylor. He did okay on defense. I think it's Kerr, right? Kerr, the defensive lineman. He did good. So O.J. Howard coming off injury should be fairly cheap if we want to go that way. That's what I think too. He'd be cheap. And I think he'll bounce back. He's athletic. He's big. So I won't even be mad if we only win 2 or 3 more games because we're going to get Parsons. Yeah, I'll take us being competitive losing these games if we're going to get Parsons, but it still hurts to lose these close games. Jermaine Carter played a lot better than Tahir Trashhead. Yeah, and he played a lot more. He played better and more. You see how they're trying to get in White. They're kind of fading Whitehead out of there. I'll be interested to see the play numbers once they come out to see how many snaps everybody got. But Jermaine Carter played a lot more compared to Whitehead. Said Tahir think he still play for the Raiders, so I'll be glad if we don't resign him. He's out of there. Only reason he's still on this team is because he played for Matt Rule before. Said DJ routes need time to develop so he don't get those targets. Yeah, but DJ Moore can still make plays, man. There's still ways you can scheme him up with some drag routes and stuff like that, some screens, some deep plays. Yeah, he's not a better route runner than Robbie. Robbie is the better pure wide receiver, but still got to get him the ball. Oh, Bravion Roy, you're right. I'm tripping. Yeah, he's playing in KK spot. But I want to talk about this. Before we get into that, you guys make sure you give the video a thumbs up if you have not. If you're new here, I'm Aaron Duncan. I do Panthers content. And today I'm breaking down the game. I do Panthers content. I do film breakdowns, live streams on Wednesdays where I talk about the whole NFL and any kind of breakdown and stuff like that. So make sure you subscribe if you have not. But I want to talk about this, guys. This is what I've been waiting to talk about. Teddy Bridgewater. Let's talk about Teddy, man. The last drive. Let's talk about that last drive, man. Let's talk about it. You know it was coming. I made the video earlier this week. I made that video earlier this week talking about, is Teddy unclutch? Is Teddy unclutch? I made a video asking the question. Like I said, a lot of people thought I was crazy. A lot of people probably didn't watch it because they thought it was hogwash. But are y'all starting to see what I'm seeing? When less than 2 minutes left, can Teddy Bridgewater bring you from behind? Like, we need to see that. And I got to give Teddy his credit because that 4th and 14 where he scrambled and flew for 5 yards, that gave me Cam Newton vibes from Atlanta when he ran through all those people on 4th down and got the first down. Like, that gave me those vibes. So you got to appreciate the heart, man. Nobody's questioning his heart. But, like, we wasted a lot of time back when we were backed up on the 10-yard line. A lot of check downs. A lot of little passes over the middle that was going to waste clock when we don't have anything. Nothing going really downfield like that to move the chains. A lot of dinking and dunking when we know we needed to get 40, 50, probably 60 yards to put Joey Slye in range. Like, what happened with all these? What with the dink and dunk? He had time. He had time to throw. The defense had been trash all day. But once again, just like against the Falcons, the defense got the stop they needed to put the ball in his hands to lead us. Like, you want to see Teddy Bridgewater lead us to victory, especially when you only need a field goal. Like, Teddy is a nice guy. So people got mad at me for trying to point this out. But another scenario this season, the Bears, the Falcons, the Saints, the Chiefs today, you have the ball at the end of the game with a chance, but you come up short. Why can't we get it done? If I'm being too harsh, let me know why we can't get it done. I see somebody said play calling. But like throwing check downs and stuff like that when you don't have timeouts and you know you need to get 50 or 60 yards to get Joey Slye even a fraction of a prayer or a chance for a 60-something yard field goal, an NFL record. Like, that's not what you want to do in a 2-minute scenario. And I can go back and watch the film to see, is it play calling? But at the same time, like, 1 or 2 yard passes, getting 6 yards, but wasting 20 seconds to snap the next play when you only have a minute and some change. That's not how you operate the 2-minute offense. That's not how you do it. That's not how you do it. Panthers Rule said he thought Teddy played well in the final minutes. He thought it was just a play calling. Now, that big play with the Curtis did help. But at the same time, we lost a lot of time before that. Kinfolk said, I think Teddy is what's needed for now. They're all trying to get a feel for each other. Yeah, I mean, he's a good bridge quarterback, but some people think he's a long-term answer. Some people actually do. Y'all may not, but some people think Teddy is a long-term answer. To me, I want to see him in his clutch scenarios lead the team to victory. I want to see it. Miss Sandy said she watched the video. She was giving me the side eye the whole time. Listen, my channel is called Unnecessary Bluntness for a reason. I got to tell it like it is, man. I got to be true. I got to call it like I see it. So Teddy could be unclutched, but it's a bit unfair to judge him when the play calling for him isn't scheming people open. I mean, like I said, you got to be able to decide, is it play calling? Is it Teddy? Who is it? Is it guys not getting open? Is it the route running? Is it the pass protection? The pass protection seemed to check out. It seemed like he had time. We had the speed at wide receiver for guys to get open. And so to me, after that, it feels like, okay, it has to be on Teddy. That's what I'm thinking. I can look at the film of his last drive, but like I said, we've fallen short in multiple different occasions. Miss Sandy says people missing assignments. Yeah, missing assignments at the wrong place in the wrong time. So that throw to Samuel that got us at a 50 was clutch. It was. But I'm just talking about all the time that we wasted before. Because by the time we got the ball to Curtis, there was only 10 seconds left. Only 10 seconds. So at that point, it's like, what else can you do from there? You're lining up for a 69-yard field goal for Joey Slye in the wind. When we saw him miss from 65 a couple weeks ago, we saw him miss from 51 earlier in the game. You got to be better with the time, knowing you need more of it, and you have no timeout. That's what I'm saying. Managing the clock. So everybody can't get on the same page. Yeah, I mean it's tough. But having the Thursday game and playing the first game and having 10 days off, like, why not get on the same page? You're 9 games in. I know Christian McCaffrey is back in, but what is the excuse for not being on the same page at this point? See, most of the players Teddy knows that short pass he's going to, yeah. But says it's going to be a good thing. Yeah, it definitely shows a lot of promise. So that means more about how you manage the clock and your timeouts and how Teddy played. But doesn't Teddy manage the clock himself? He calls a lot of the timeout. He's the quarterback. They get the credit and they get the blame. That's how playing quarterback is in the NFL. Y'all know how it goes. So just think, have we done better with the onside kick? We all may be looking at a different game. Yeah. I mean, that surprise onside was great timing by Matt Rule. But Joey Slye, it was just 1 yard short. He recovered it, but it was 1 yard short. Kinfolk said he got to get the reps. And that's what I said. He's not that experienced in those scenarios. So maybe Teddy needs to get more experience doing it. Like, he's a veteran quarterback, but he doesn't have a ton of experience being in a lot of different scenarios. So maybe that's the thing. He said, I wish they'd tell Teddy it's rebuilding and just to sling it. Yeah, I mean, Teddy just got to let it fly, man. Like, we're not trying to make the Super Bowl. I know he may be trying to play for his next team or try to get an extension, but Teddy, let that thing fly, man. What you got to lose, let it fly. But let's talk about the defense, man. Let's talk about the defense. Let's talk about the defense. Now, I was surprised. Were y'all surprised? Were y'all surprised about the defense forcing the Chiefs to a field goal early in the game? Like, multiple field goals earlier in the game? Bending but not breaking? Bending but not breaking? That was surprising to me. That was surprising to me by this defense. You know what I'm saying? Like, the bar is so low for me for this defense that for them to play the way they played in the first half, I'll take it. You kind of knew it was a matter of time before the Chiefs would kind of wake up and start doing things. So you kind of got real anxious about how the offense kind of struggled in the second half. I don't know if, and Panthers rule is saying that the run defense was amazing, and it was. You know, Andy Reid gets pass happy, so that's just something to take into account. But, like, when they have Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Le'Veon Bell, And you got to be happy with that. You got to be happy because what happened? You held the Chiefs to 30 rushing yards. 30? 30 rushing yards. You held the Chiefs to 30 rushing yards. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, they only ran the ball 12 times. And Andy Reid's the type of coach is going to say, okay, what's working? Let's go to that. And he's not afraid to pass the ball. If they feel like our passing defense is vulnerable, they're going to do that. And that's what they did. Patrick Mahomes, 30 for 45, 372, and 4 touchdowns. A lot of that came in the second half. And they kept saying during the game, you got to stay on top of number 10, and you got to be in good position on number 87, Travis Kelce. Did we do that? No. Travis Kelce, 10 receptions, 159 yards. Tyreek Hill, 9 catches, 113 yards, 2 touchdowns. And these were the guys you knew you had to stop, and they kept forcing it to him. Travis Kelce, 12 targets. Tyreek Hill, 18 targets. They were force-feeding these guys the ball. We knew what we had to do to stop them. They knew we were going to try to stop them. We knew they were going to go at them. They still did it. You don't stop the team's best offensive weapons, it's not going to happen. You make them one-dimensional, but if you can't stop that other one dimension, it don't matter. It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? It's tough. I'm getting blown up. Everybody's calling my phone for some reason. I don't know why. Like, don't talk to me after the game yet. I got to do this. But you knew who you had to stop, and we still struggle to stop those guys. But the defense did solid in the first half. We had the lead at halftime. They bent but didn't break. But you knew that levee, they was holding back all that water. The dam was holding back all that water. You knew the dam was going to break eventually, and it did. You got that stop early in the third quarter, but the offense didn't help you out. Because even after Harrison Butker for the Chiefs missed the field goal, you came down and missed the field goal with Joey Sly yourself. So you got to play complementary football. Like I said, I don't have high hopes for the defense. With Jeremy Chin missing, you see how much you miss him when you come to playing defense on a guy like Travis Kelce. Jeremy Chin is very versatile. He can guard guys like that. That way you don't have to have Sam Franklin or Rasul Douglas. They tried to put Rasul Douglas on Travis Kelce. It didn't work. Didn't work. Travis Kelce is too big and athletic. Didn't work. 146 yards for Travis Kelce, that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. You know, and it was tough. Like, nobody else had more than 4 targets besides those two, Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce, had 12 targets and 18 targets, respectively. It was tough, man. It was tough. Look at some of these comments. Michael Cooper said, I think we should move Chin back to safety if Carter could play like he played today. Yeah, I think they like moving Chin around and making him versatile so that you can put him in different places. But I agree with what you're saying about the way Carter played. So the defense didn't give me a headache today, and that's always a good sign. It's bad. It's saying it's bad when the bar is a migraine or a headache for the defense. Like, if you don't get a headache, if you just get a stomach ache, it's a good day, I guess. If you get a headache or a migraine, you know the defense is trash that day. Sad. Said Teddy needs a lot more experience in late games. He looks like he was improving his throws, unlike how true pocket passers have planned plays for those situations. Yeah, I feel like at this point, we should know that we're going to play all these games close. So why not practice and put more emphasis on that 2-minute drill scenario in practice? The same way y'all put emphasis on red zone stuff, because y'all know red zone is a problem, the 2-minute drill is a problem. You know what I'm saying? I played football a little bit. I didn't play in the pros, but I played in college. We practice scenarios. We practice backed up from in your own goal line. We practice red zone. We practice 1 yard line. We practice 2-minute drill. You can practice these scenarios. And I know once red zone struggles happened earlier this year, they started putting more emphasis in practice on that. Let's put more emphasis on that 2-minute drill. Come on. Come on, y'all. So the defense has been, Aronta said the defense has been 50-50. Some games they show up, some games they just social distance from every wide receiver and run it back on the field. Social distancing is key, but not playing football. You're right. They've been Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. So the future is bright. The refs favored the Chiefs, man. That BS call against Curtis was the turning point in the game. Indeed it was. Yeah, I mean, the Chiefs, they're the new Patriots. Anytime the best team in the NFL, they're going to get those calls because that wasn't the only one. It was the PI they called on Curtis. After the linebacker ran him over, they called a pick play on that. That was stupid because we got a first down on that play. Then the BS personal foul call on Rasul Douglas on Tyreek Hill. Like Tyreek Hill was barely out of bounds. He threw him down. They blew the whistle was late. He barely, like the whistle was still being blown when he threw him down. Like that was a stupid call. Like a lot of stuff. Like it's frustrating, man, when you're going against a team like that. So you can't really give them anything extra. So I hate the crowd for spilled milk, but Luke would have looked good with his defense. Exactly. Somebody that's experienced, that knows these plays, that can man that middle of the field instead of Tahir Whitehead. You have a playmaker instead of a liability in the middle of the field. And then Shaq, in my opinion, plays better with Luke because there's less pressure off of him in the pass game. So Teddy does need some more experience. Yeah, in those scenarios, Teddy needs more experience. He's played a lot. He's been in the league. He's a veteran. But he needs more experience in those times. John M. said we might have won with Chin, honestly. Yeah, I mean, maybe you get 1 or 2 more stops with Jeremy Chin in there. And Travis Kelce doesn't have 146 yards with Jeremy Chin. So Jeremy Chin would have been all over Kelce. That's what I'm saying. So he got me 25 points on fantasy. I was happy and mad at the game. Yeah. That's how it's been, man. We play these close games. We have a chance, so you got to be, like, optimistic. But at the same time, how optimistic should we be? When is close not going to be good enough for us? I know it's a rebuilding year, but dang. You got the Super Bowl champs on the ropes in the first half. You were in striking distance of them at the end of the game. You had the ball with a chance to kick a winning field goal in the 2-minute drill, and you fall short. When it's close, not going to be good enough anymore. So why didn't they run Davis more? I don't know. We didn't run. Mike Davis had 1 carry. I don't understand why. Joe Brady was down there on the field this week. Joe Brady's still going through growing pains himself, I'm guessing. I don't know, man. I don't know. He got some touches, but I think we got to run the ball a little bit more, man. So we got to get better linebacker play. I agree. So our linebacking course have been out of sorts ever since Thomas Davis walked. Yeah. I miss TD, bro. I miss TD. But this defense, let's be real. This defense isn't good. They overachieved earlier this year. They overachieved. Let's be real. They overachieved. They're not that good. They're not that good. But when they bend but don't break and get the stops that you need, the offense got to reward them, man. They got to stop to get the ball back, force the punt, to give you the ball, to get a game-winning drive. Help them out. We know they're not good, but when they do get stops, give them a chance. Last week against the Falcons, they didn't force a punt all game until the last drive. Forced the punt, gave the offense the ball back. Offense didn't help them out. Offense did not move the ball downfield to get the touchdown to reward the defense for actually doing something good. You got to play complimentary football, man. You got to be. Be defensive. I guess they wanted to make sure Christian was involved. You got that right because Christian had 28 touches. 18 carries and 10 catches. That's really on. He really gets 25 to 30 touches a game. That's on par for a regular Christian McCaffrey game. And I hate why I don't understand why they did that, because Mike Davis is capable. And like I said, you saw Christian McCaffrey get his shoulder banged up. Now he was able to be in and out, but them last couple plays of the game, he was out. He was getting his shoulder massaged by the trainer. Like I said, Christian McCaffrey hurt that shoulder, same shoulder, I think, his rookie year. He played with a black sleeve on. You can go look at the film and the highlights from rookie year. Look at the playoff games. He had that right black sleeve on, same shoulder. So it's frustrating. So we should play a 4-2-5 with JC and Shaq. Let Franklin and Chin roam the field. I agree. Because one, that three-man front is trash. Because I get you want to play coverage against Mahomes and just rush three. But that three-man rush has not worked all season. It's not. It hasn't worked all season, man. We need 4 down linemen. Because Brian Burns is going to get double and triple teamed if you only run 3 men. We're not going to get pressure. And playing coverage with 8 guys doesn't work. He was still finding Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce in those holes because he had time to step up and run around and scramble and do what Patrick Mahomes does. So Joe Brady's not ready to be a head coach. Yeah, I agree. I think we're starting to learn that. So he's going to have some time to grow. He's going to have some time to grow. Joe Brady's still learning how to be offensive coordinator, so a head coach is a lot. He's still young. He's still going to need experience also. So get a new kicker. It's always tough seeing Harrison Butker play because we know we could have had him, but we decided to keep Graham Gano and sign him to a contract. Even though Butker missed some kick today, but like we could have had Harrison Butker, a top 5, top 3 kicker in the NFL. We drafted him out of Georgia Tech, but we decided to keep Graham Gano. So we need consistent O-line play and for the secondary to stop blowing zone coverages. The rest of the team would be good enough if we could fix those 2 groups. Yeah, it seems like I don't like us playing so much zone either. I want us to play a little bit more man. I know they have good receivers and good weapons, but look, rough them up. Knock them off their rhythm. They're fast. They're smaller guys. Some of those guys are smaller. They want to run around free and do all this hickory-dickory stuff. Jam them up a little bit. Be a little bit physical with them. Brian Burns, if you give him enough time, he can get back there and put some pressure. Let's mix it up. Play a little bit of man. So when y'all think about it, y'all have the most potential as a team below 500 other than the Niners. Since 4 of your 5 losses were for 1 score. Yeah, like all of our games have been 1 score. That's why I knew like that 10-point underdog that Vegas had us at was hogwash. That's an old school word, hogwash. Like it's we just gotta, our defense needs to be better. We need more experience. We need better pass rush to go along with Brian Burns. We need great linebackers. We need some better corners. That's what it comes down to. But the defense actually got stops early in the game. Like they had the Chiefs in some 3rd and long scenarios. And even though we're the second to worst third down team in the NFL defensively, it's still hard to convert 3rd and long in the NFL, like period. It's still hard. So we were able to get those stops when we needed it then. Got to stop at the end of the game to get the ball back. But the offense couldn't come through. So we're like almost there, man. We're almost there. We're close. Close. But we're not quite there yet. Like I said, when is close and almost not going to be good enough. So Brendan Smith said, at least you know that Teddy B is at least above average. And that's only his first year back full time. I mean, yeah, he's above average, competent. But you want to see him elevate in those late game 2-minute scenarios. So Nikki Williams says it was a fun game to watch. We were biting our nails here in AFC. I love how aggressively the Panthers play. He gave us a serious run for our money. Yeah, salute to y'all. Good game to y'all. Y'all the champs. I was happy with how competitive we played against y'all. And salute to, like I said, you're right. We had to play aggressive. We knew we needed to be aggressive because how good the Kansas City offense is. Even though you have the lead, you still have to be aggressive. Because we've seen the Chiefs come from behind against the Texans in the playoffs and the Titans in the playoffs for 14 points, 21 points, whatever. You can never score too many points against this Kansas City Chiefs team. So being aggressive, the fake punt, the surprise onside, going forward on fourth down, it's aggressive. And one or two plays here or there, maybe if we recover that surprise onside, maybe this game ends up different. Who knows? But you guys make sure you give the video a thumbs up if you have not. Make sure you guys subscribe if you have not. I do recap and analysis of the NFL in particular. I give extra love to the Panthers. But on Wednesdays, we do live streams talking about all the news in the league and talking about everything, just hanging out. Post game on Sundays, I recap Panthers games every Sunday immediately after the game. So make sure you guys subscribe if you have not, to make sure you stay up to date when I go live and do that. I do film breakdowns throughout the week. I do videos during the week talking about the Panthers, also other news and stuff there. So make sure you guys subscribe if you have not. And I appreciate you guys tuning in, man. But you guys let me know how you felt about the game, man. Let me know. I'm getting ready to sign off, guys, but you guys let me know down below how you felt about it, man. Said, defense is young, but played better than so. Yeah, you're right. You play better against the best offense in the league, but you can't. If you can't stop the two best players in Travis Kelce 146 yards. You can't stop Tyreek Hill 113. It's gonna be hard to beat the Super Bowl champs. That's what happens, man. But it's crazy. So if you get Antonio Brown and improve your own O-line, you're probably a top 10 offense when healthy. Maybe you can get a tight end, but y'all need decent tacklers on defense. Yeah, our tackling has been a problem all year. We're probably not going to sign Antonio Brown just because that's not the type of headache Matt Rule, as a young coach, inexperienced coach, wants to deal with. We just need a big, taller wide receiver. You know what I'm saying? And some consistent O-line that we can count on. You know, that's what it's going to come down to. But we're close. We're close. Close, man. But let me go ahead and get up out of here, man. Got to get ready. Got to eat something. Got to get ready for this late game. Y'all going to watch that Saints and Bucks game tonight? Saints and Bucks game tonight, man. Big time game, man. Y'all going to watch? Y'all going to check it out? John M. says more victory for sure. Much better than I thought it would be. No depression this Sunday. Yeah, we played tough. Super Bowl champ. We were a 10-point underdog. Definitely threw that out the window. He said, I'm actually proud of how the Panthers played today. Yeah, they played tough. We were aggressive. Defense, But yeah, man, crazy. Said, what up, though? Trio 1, what up, though? What's going on, bro? He said, I heard Kelvin Benjamin is available. Nah, he's not available. He's probably working at Dunkin' Donuts. He's not available. Not available. Drew Gerard said, yes. But yeah, man, let me get up out of here, man. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe if you have not. Y'all stay up. Y'all watch that game tonight, man. Division game for the Panthers. Division rivals, their game taking on each other. So y'all make sure y'all watch that, man. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Get up out of there. Make sure y'all give the video a thumbs up. True One say you always get notifications late. Yeah, YouTube be player hating, bro. They be player hating, man. They be player hating. If you haven't hit the bell icon, make sure you hit the bell icon. That'll make sure, hopefully it'll give you a notification right when I'm about to go live. So you hit the bell icon. I know you may be subscribed, but hit the bell icon too so you get that notification. And make sure you set it to all. So every time anything happens, you get a notification. So it is what it is. But man, I appreciate y'all tuning in, man. I appreciate y'all talking about this, talking it out. You know what I'm saying? We talking each other off the ledge. Miss Sandy. Appreciate you tuning in too. Later to you also. Y'all stay healthy. Wear your mask. You know what I'm saying? Sanitize your hands. Protect your neck. Peace.